found in a cave in Jordan and now analyzed by scientists using the latest techniques. Some people believe this detailed lead portrait of a Nazarene is the actual face of Jesus Christ. It is among the lead codices that also contain written references to Jesus and his disciples, and which scientists said could be as much as 2,000 years old. Some people believe they could be the sealed books mentioned in chapters 5 and 6 of the book of Revelation. According to some interpretations of the Bible, Jesus will return once all 7 seals are opened. The 70 ring-bound copper and lead codices found by an Israeli Bedouin in a cave in Jordan, but scientists from the Notice Ion Beam Center at the University of Surrey in Guildford have been examining the age of the lead. The corrosion on the plates has also been tested. Now, while they cannot state for certain they are from the earliest Christian era itself, the scientists admit they could be genuine. A press release issued by the Ion Beam Center quotes Dr. Rowan Williams, former Archbishop of Canterbury and now Master of Magdalene College, Cambridge. Williams calls for a fresh examination of the Jordan codices in response to the test results. Professor Roger Webb, director of the Ion Beam Center, told Christian Today that all he could say for certain was that the lead tablets were older than 100 or 150 years old. The lead had definitely not been smelted recently, but he added that does not necessarily mean anything. The tablets and lettering were made from a mold, so the lettering could not have been added in modern times to older tablets. Webb says that the lead is old, the writing is old, but there is no guarantee that what is written on them is true. Another scientist had said that the corrosion was such that it could only have occurred over a long period of time. A British couple, David and Jennifer Elkington, have been liaising with the Jordanian government in an attempt to verify the authenticity of the find. The Department of Antiquities in Amman, Jordan, loaned them the codex for testing. David Elkington, an independent scholar, told Christian Today that the portrait of Christ has been analyzed by a corrosion expert who says that it is beyond doubt genuine. His face is surrounded by a halo, and he appears every inch the Nazarene. The codex was sealed on all sides and then placed in a lead box before being sealed away in the cave in northern Jordan. All remaining doubts must now be answered by proper excavation of the site in Jordan and carried out by an archaeologist with impartial objectives. Now, Webb, working with a colleague, Professor Ken James, confirmed in their test that radioactivity from polonium that is typically seen in modern lead samples was entirely absent, indicating that the lead of the codex was smelted more than 100 years ago. Comparative measurements were made of a sample of ancient Roman lead unearthed from an excavation site in Dorset. They say in their press release that the Dead Sea Scrolls were only discovered in 1946, making incredible a prior forgery of the Paleo-Hebrew script on the codices. On a scholarly level, such a forgery would require the very latest academic research. Now, the scientists say all changes of fakery and forgery raised by bloggers and some scholars should now be dismissed to allow proper study and preservation of the sites in which these items were discovered. This will provide additional evidence that should enable more accurate dating and better interpretation of the meaning and purpose of the items. The Jordan codices comprise a series of upwards of 70 ring-bound books made entirely of lead, with strong evidence showing they date back to the 1st and 2nd century. Linguistic analysis has demonstrated that they are the earliest and only Hebrew Christian documents in existence. Preliminary work indicates that part of the collection dates to the 1st century, whilst the other parts dates to the 2nd century. Distinguished archaeometallurgist and former director of antiquities in Amman, Dr. Ziad al-Saad, hailed the archaeological find as one of the most historically important in Jordan. He said that these manuscripts are a part of Jordan's heritage and global heritage, and we hope to share it soon with the rest of the world. Bernard Lang, Emeritus Professor of Religion, University of Paderborn and St. Andrews, said that the suspicion of forgery sown by the bloggers in a rashly published note in the Times Literary Supplement in 2011 has been disproved by several independent scientific tests of the metal, as well as yet unpublished expert study of the writing. No one of these actually involved with the research on the codices has any doubt about their antiquity. Professor Professor Philip Davies of the University of Sheffield, chairman of the Palestine Exploration Fund, said that we ask the authorities in Amman to make an immediate and detailed statement about the finds and their intentions regarding them. This is not just of national and cultural importance for the Kingdom of Jordan, but also all of those interested in the antiquity of the Middle East.